are now live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show.
Aloha, motherfuckers! Alright, so... oh, brother. Alright, so let's cover the big fucking topic real quick. Putin's coming to Alaska. The EU was not invited, and Ukraine was not invited. It's only going to be the US and Russia. Anybody else going to give me a gold star for calling it once again? No, I kept telling people, like, there's going to be no deal involving Ukraine or Europe. It's just not possible because Europe are the ones responsible for this war. And so across the board, there was no way for a peace agreement to be reached when it came to Europe and Ukraine. It has to be with the big guy who's supplying all the fucking money and materiel to come in and be like, okay, here, what do you want? We don't care, really. Like, fucking give us a couple minor concessions and the U.S. will just walk away from this and call it a day. This is the biggest middle finger to NATO possible. This, in my opinion, preempts our exit to NATO.
I would definitely.
So, now, the meeting is scheduled for
Friday.
Sunday, August. Or is it Friday?
I'm pretty sure he said Friday. Yeah.
Hold on. When's the 15th?
That would be Friday.
Oh, it's Friday. It's Friday. Okay. I thought, for some reason, I was thinking Sunday was the 15th. So yeah, it's scheduled for August 15th, this coming Friday, and there'll be. I don't remember where they said they were going to be meeting. It's either going to be Nome, Anchorage, Fairbanks, or possibly Dutch Harbor. I don't know. If they decide to do Dutch Harbor, that would be kind of a funny one. So, well, there's some old back and forth in some of the Aleutian Islands in regards to, you know, what is Russia's, what is the U.S., so on and so forth. So there's that whole.
And not only that, but also during the Second World War, Dutch Harbor is where the Japanese invaded.
Oh.
Yep.
Right, the Japanese invaded Alaska?
Mm-hmm.
That is news to me. I thought they only ever attacked Pearl Harbor.
Nope, they invaded the Aleutian Islands.
Was this early on or late on during the war?
No, this was around the time of Midway because the Japanese invaded Dutch Harbor and the Aleutians as a distraction to try to draw American forces away from Midway.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it didn't work out that well for them.
Actually, if I remember correctly, they occupied it until 44, 45, if I remember correctly. It was something like that. Like, it didn't work out the way they wanted it to, but they did hold it. we just never bothered sending forces to handle that, really. We just put defensive troops in position and then, you know, went and kicked their asses in Southeast Asia. But the point is that the overarching issue is the Europeans are screaming that, you know, if Putin touches foot onto U.S. territory, that he is open to arrest by Interpol. Mind you, I've heard that Interpol has been told if you go up to the airfield, you will be arrested by federal authorities. So that's not fucking happening. Your Rome statutes are a Rome suggestion, by the way, to the United States. Fuck you. Actually, I don't even think the U.S. is a signatory to it, to be honest. But yeah, Interpol was like, they were making noise about potentially showing up and arresting Putin, which I'm like, yeah, good luck, have fun. It's like Putin sitting there being like, hey, Medvedev, do it, bud. A shot, dude. But yeah, no. As I'm getting threatened with a juicy chancla. Anyways, but the situation being is that a deal will be made that will allow the U.S. to exit the confrontation completely. The confrontation will continue, mind you. I do not believe for a second that the Ukrainians in Europe are going to allow this to fucking end. Because here's the point: is the U.S. makes a deal with Russia. The U.S. tells NATO and Europe, "Hey, Ukraine needs to pull back," and then NATO and Europe tell us to go fuck ourselves. Well, then it's like, "Oh, really? Okay, cool. Hey, the U.S. is immediately withdrawn. Effective immediately, the U.S. is withdrawn from NATO." This is, in fact, the political capital he needs in order to get us out of NATO.
That would be good.
Quick question. Didn't Congress pass something that makes it to where Trump can't leave NATO?
Yes, technically speaking. Technically. But here's the point, is that he can force the start of the process, and to which a vote has to be brought before Congress. There's like a lot of people thought that was like a fucking golden gun against Trump, but it's not going to work, because all Trump has to do is start attacking the funding for NATO. That's all he's got to do.
Do you really think, though, that there are enough non-rhinos in Congress to actually, pass that vote?
Oh, well, that's the thing, is that this won't be the Congress. The current Congress won't be the Congress that votes on this. The Congress that's going to vote on it is going to be 2026's Congress. So 2027. Yeah, no, this is going to be a drawn-out process. Like, do not expect for even a second that this will be done in a month or two. Like, this is going to be a very long-term process. Especially given the fact that, our boy, Brandon Herrera has announced his candidacy for Texas 23 again. Tony Gonzalez coming out with a statement almost fucking immediately talking about the border. It's like, oh, Tony, you learned.
Yes.
Trying to disparage your opponent didn't work last time, and it made you almost shit yourself. You almost lost your job. But yeah, I think this time around, Brandon Herrera is almost guaranteed to get it, especially given several key things that Tony Gonzalez continues to do in Congress. Like his record, he didn't learn from the last time, and he has not attempted to reform himself in any way, shape, or form. He is screwed. He is done. So with the new Congress, which that new Congress is going to be much more representative of the ideals that we hold, which, oh, by the way, we're a bunch of, because this doesn't count towards Dale, because Dale's Canadian, but how does it feel to be a traitor to the United States? Because supposedly we're commie traitors because we don't like Europe, and we would prefer an alliance with Russia. We're commie traitors.
Okay, one, Dale, bleep out my name.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Second, it's fine. Hey, it's fine. Shit happens, buddy. But second, these idiots don't know a damn thing about history. Let me just put it to you this way: if folks are gullible enough to believe that Russia is still a communist country, then I've got some beachfront property in Arizona to sell them.
But yeah, no, it's really down to, Europe is going to try to prevent an actual end of the fighting. Europe right now, you got the whole federalist movement in Europe that is trying to get started, which, by the way, all their polling they have flubbed the numbers so hard. The number of anti-EU protests in Spain, France, Germany, the UK, and a few other places, the anti-EU protests are fucking insane. Like, I don't think that these guys are going to hold on to power much longer. Now, I will not hold my breath when it comes to the coming EU elections at all. I just refuse to. But if there's actual movement where we get a severe change in leadership in the EU, then maybe something can happen. But again, I'm not going to hold my breath for it. But that's kind of the overall, potential situation getting the U.S. uninvolved in this bullshit anymore. Which, to be very, very succinct with everybody, the U.S. had no strategic interest in this war. This war was purely of European interest. It actually hurts U.S. interests to be involved in this because it continues a policy that only benefits Europe. And as we've seen with, everybody's bitching and whining and crying because, Vegas is dying because there's not enough international travelers. Well, guess what? If the domestic population of the U.S. wasn't going to Vegas, maybe Vegas shouldn't exist.
Yep. I mean, it's in the middle of a desert. It can't exist. It can't exist without pumping in mass amounts of water from places that can exist.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of the water from Las Vegas comes from Lake Mead.
Yep.
And also, I went out there to Vegas a few years ago, and going out there to Vegas, we went across the Hoover Dam, and Lake Mead, you can actually see on the rock walls how much that lake has been drained. Not only from the water that's being used by Vegas, but also being used by California.
Yep. Oh, I know.
And if I remember correctly, I think California draws more water out of Lake Mead than Vegas does.
Well, the simple fact is that, this whole talk, we're probably going to hit $200 billion in tariff fees collected by the government by the end of this month. And just think about that. Over $200 billion in tariff revenue. The government is sitting there and, they need to do this, and this, and this, and this, and this, the yada, yada, yada. And it's like, $200 billion is a fucking lot every year.
Yeah.
Like, what could you be doing with $200 billion? Oh, wait. The whole big, beautiful bill stuff is $340 billion a year. So we managed to not hit the, 340 billion mark this year. But what happens next year? What if we manage to cover the entire deficit of the budget with just tariffs? So it's just one of those things where I'm like, okay, cool. We're trucking along. And by the way, I just want to make sure everybody is very well aware of this. Tariffs do not work the way you keep claiming they work. The fee is paid on the price of the production of the manufacturer of the good. So if something is sold for $10 here in the U.S., but it only costs $3 to pay to make, the tariff is charged on that $3. So if a company is raising their prices 50%, that company is lying to you across the fucking board. And you should stop shopping at those companies.
Yeah.
Like, it's so stupid. Like, people just have no fucking clue, and it's just like, okay, whatever. Keep suffering. I don't. If you want to be a debt slave, go ahead and be a debt slave. Chattel slavery looks pretty good on you.
And And speaking of the tariffs, wasn't Trump talking about giving doing some sort of $600 rebate with the tariff revenue?
So, I have heard rumors about that, but I don't believe it was Trump that pushed that idea. I believe it was Senator Hawley that pushed that idea, and Trump kind of was like, "This might be a good idea." But honestly speaking, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. What I want is I want the government to take this year, just this year, identify, okay, we collected this much. What are we projected to collect next year? Or we collected this much this year. How much are we projected to collect this coming year? And based on that, how much can we continue dropping taxes on people? Because like when the taxes on overtime and tips get slashed completely, and I don't know when they're fully going to fully implement those, but when those taxes stop getting taken out of people's paychecks, that's going to be a huge boost for the economy overall.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's a case of, okay, cool. Now let's start talking about dropping income tax like a motherfucker. Because I don't want people's labor being taxed, period, end of story.
Right.
And especially, and here's my big thing on a personal level. You know, like people are bitching about the price of beef right now. And what happened in 2020?
COVID?
Wasn't there a big culling in beef?
Yep. There was a massive culling in the herd here in the U.S. How long does it take? How long does it take to take a cow from birth to slaughter?
A few years.
Takes 5 years.
Oh.
Guess what year it is, bud?
2025.
Yes, the fifth year. The fifth year getting all those.
And
that's the fifth year getting those.
Yep. And mind you, the beef prices have started stabilizing. They stopped climbing. The beef prices have stabilized. And after this year, when we start actually getting those cows, because remember, they slaughter cows during the winter. When those cows go to slaughter, the prices on the beef are going to start dropping at the beginning of the year next year. So it's like, I don't care what the price of beef is right now. I just don't. Because I know come January, February, and March, the prices are going to start collapsing. So, you know, again, there's a bunch of fucking data that these people are completely just ignoring. They're completely just obfuscating the point. And it's absolutely fucking hilarious to me. And it's like
it's like they don't understand supply and demand.
They don't.
Well, then there's also the situation with the EU trade deal. As we discussed previously, I believe we did an episode where we discussed this.
Yes.
You know, $750 billion in natural gas liquid natural gas going to the EU. Oh, by the way, natural gas is a waste byproduct of oil production here in the U.S. It's not part of our general commercial use. We use some of it, but we burn most of it. Oh, wait, we're capturing more natural gas than we ever did previously. Oh, wait, we just inked a deal with Alberta to start building pipelines, and we have a bunch of, you know, natural gas reserve facilities that we're building, you know, off in the fucking hinterlands and shit like that. And it's like, oh, wait, okay, I see what's going on here. The U.S. is about to become the leading fucking supplier of LNG to everywhere that doesn't want to trade with Russia.
Yeah, there's something else I was also thinking about our power plants. Most of our power plants, they don't burn LNG, they burn coal or oil.
Well, that's the thing. is the reason why is because we produce oil products. And the oil that we produce, we turn into ethanol products and into lubricants and other shit like that, which then we export that. We control 50% of the ethane market. You just remember that. We control 50% of that market in the entire world. And then we import the cheap shit from other places that we use in our power plants. So, but yeah, you pipe fucking natural gas from the fucking, from Alberta and from the Dakotas and from the Permian Basin and from everywhere fucking else that we're drilling. You pump it, you pipe it to the fucking power plants, and we could switch over to LNG, no problem. And actually have quite a sustainable fucking energy grid that, again, oil production or natural gas is a byproduct within the American industry. It's not a primary product. We're trying to turn it into a primary product because it makes it worth more.
Is that
if I remember correctly?
Is that the same in Russia too, or are they intentionally making it in Russia? Like,
well, they have actual gas. So our oil patches and our natural gas patches are intermixed here in North America, whereas over in Russia they have some mixing, but they have like gas fields and oil fields that are like completely separate. So like they do have some like gas fields and some oil fields that are only oil and gas. Like, for example, Iran has one of the largest natural gas deposits in the world. I think it's the 4th largest deposit in the world or some shit like that. It's ridiculous.
I think the one exception to what you were saying is coal. Because I know back where I was living, a lot of the coal and stuff that was mined was shipped directly to power plants.
Well, coal, okay, so coal, here's the fun part. So you have anthracite. What is anthracite used for?
Anthracite is used to make coke.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
What is blue gem coal used for?
I've never heard of blue gem coal. But the only really kind of coal I'm familiar with is that bituminous coal, because that's what comes out of the mines where I'm from, and that's what we burn in our power plants.
Yeah. So how do you say it again? I'm sorry, I don't remember the name.
Bituminous.
Bituminous?
Hold on.
Yeah. I'm looking at side chat.
All right. So there are various types of coal that are used. Interesting.
Well. Here's my point. Anthracite is the best coal to use in steel production.
All right. Here's a map. Here's a map I posted of all the coal veins in America, or in the lower 48.
Yep. Thank you. Okay. So what you end up having is you have blue gem, which I forget. I forget if that falls in the bituminous category or not. I just don't remember. But blue gem is used for solar panel production. Then you have anthracite used for steel production. And then the bituminous coal, the cheap, readily available coal that you can get a hold of, is used for power generation. But here's the thing. Those 3 types of coal, or that dispersion of what each type of coal is best used for is replicated in the oil market. When you're producing oil, do you have sweet crude or sour crude? Well, if you have sweet crude is great for lubricants and ethane products in general. Sour crude is best for heavy fuel oils and diesel and gasoline and so on and so forth. You don't want to use sweet crude to produce that shit.
And which type of crude is the one that is most in the U.S.?
In the case of the U.S., we have the predominance of our supply is sweet crude, which is why we control 50% of the ethane market. So across the board, you know, the U.S. has such a strong economic fucking position that, again, people bitching about these fucking tariffs and everything, and it's like, we're taking you people to task. We don't care what you have to say. You still have to sell us shit. Because if you don't sell us anything, who are you going to sell it to, bitch?
Yep.
I also posted a map. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I also posted a map of the American shale gas fields, and I'm now looking for one where we have our oil.
Well, honestly speaking, it's going to look very similar to that map. Just saying. I just know that for a fact.
And look at how the oil and coal fields overlay each other.
Well, yeah, because, fun fact, what is oil?
Basically liquefied coal.
Exactly. Oh, wait, no. It's in the inverse. Oil is what becomes coal when it fossilizes. But if you have the right pressure and you have the right hydrocarbons present in an area, the oil won't fossilize. And again, this is all basic fucking geological shit. And, everybody's like, "Oh, geology is for the weird kids in the class." Fuck you. Get bent, you fucking bitches.
Hey, I like rocks. Rocks are cool.
Rocks are fucking awesome.
Especially quartz. I like quartz.
I just got called autistic for saying rocks are cool. But no, the point is that, y'all need our shit. And you don't have anywhere else to sell your shit. So get bent. We don't care. It's a whatever situation for us. We can charge you whatever the fuck we want. Oh, by the way, you can't raise your prices because you're selling to retail. See, and this is the key thing. So say something costs $5 to produce. The company that produces it sells it for $10 to a retailer. Retailer charges an extra $5 on top of it. So the end price of the good costs $15. And, you're only paying the tariff on the $5. So say it's a 20% tariff, just for nice round numbers. You have to pay $6 in manufacturing and tariffs in order to sell it in the U.S. Well, congratulations. Are you really going to fight over $1? Are you going to do it? Shut up, woman. She's commenting on what I'm saying while listening to this conversation. But anyways.
She should unmute herself then and comment that into the video. Probably be funnier.
Well.
It may echo.
Yeah, I was about to say we're literally sitting next to each other. Anyways, the point is.
And something else too. When you were talking about the anthracite, I only see one anthracite mine in the United States, and it's up in Pennsylvania. And compared to all the other coal mines we have, that anthracite is freaking tiny.
Yep.
Oh no. So here's the thing. Is the anthracite deposits, they run deep. It might look like a small amount of area, but those mines are fucking deep. And they're big. And again, you know, and mind you, there are smaller pockets of anthracite. What you're seeing on this map is like a generalistic area of where the coal fields exist. But like, for example, the fact, I know this for a fact, there are anthracite mines just across the river in West Virginia from Ohio. I know for a fact there are. And I forget what the full process is, how you know, the different types of coal form and whatnot. So I just don't remember that stuff off the top of my head. I haven't looked at it in years. But yeah, no, those anthracite deposits in Pennsylvania are fucking massive. And again, they're some of the best coal for steel production. And remember, you don't need a lot of coal to produce steel. But the point is that what you end up having is, as these deals are made, as the U.S. gets out from under the fucking financial hegemony that is the EU, as we break deals with Russia or you know, break ground with Russia, I should say, and start getting shit done, Europe is going to fall further and further behind. And that's why they're losing their shit about Trump meeting with Putin. They do not want the U.S. and Russia coming together. And they're freaking out about it. The fact that the EU was not invited to the meeting in Alaska tells you exactly what the fuck is going to happen. Putin and Trump are going to get together and be like, how do we kick the EU out of Antarctica? How do we kick them out of our financial systems? How do we do this? How do we do that? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, to move on from this to the current situation on the ground in Ukraine, because it does matter in the context of what we were just talking about. Holy shit, the Russians are fucking insane, and I love it. So the Russians have developed basically what the Rangers do. The U.S. Rangers have competition, and they're called Russian DRG, or Deep Recon Groups. And it is absolutely fucking diabolical watching the situation unfold in Donetsk right now, especially around the city of Pokrovsk.
Are those deep recon groups, are those like the guys who went through those tunnels a while back that we were talking about? Is that the
yes.
DRG?
Yes. Yep, that's DRG. So, and mind you, this is a normal Russian Russian army thing. This is not like some specialized formations and whatnot. Like, no, these are recon guys. You know, just to kind of give it some perspective for the U.S. listeners, these are the fucking Cav Scouts. Anybody who understands why I said fucking Cav Scouts, they understand why I said it that way. But these guys are getting in behind the lines, and right now there is a 15-kilometer penetration being reported around Pokrovsk, if I remember correctly. It could be around Kupiansk, I don't remember. But there was a 15-kilometer penetration being reported, in which the DRGs had managed to get behind the line so significantly that they have entered what's being referred to as the quote-unquote Ukrainian Surovikin line. They have actually taken control of several parts of that line, which, oh, by the way, this was the new line that everybody was talking about being the next bulwark that was going to stop the Russians. By the way, they occupied these positions without any resistance whatsoever.
How much copium are they huffing? Because at present, it doesn't look like anything's going to stop Ivan.
Well, let me just say this. If you go over to David D's page real quick, you might see that the dude is huffing as hard as he can because holy shit. Ever since the penetration around Pokrovsk was reported the other day, so there was a report that was coming out that, you know, there was Russian DRGs being reported in this area in significant scale. We're talking at least a company's worth of guys. And that they were just absolutely just disrupting everything. They were taking out logistics. They were disrupting units that were falling back to rearm and rest, and so on and so forth. Like, there was this whole shit show that was being reported. And then all of a sudden there was the report coming in that the Ukrainians had penetrated into Pokrovsk proper. And, you know, all of this was going on at the same time, so no real good information was coming out. But then the Yukis started blasting the airwaves as hard as they could with their narratives as hard as they could to make it seem like everything was okay. And then all of a sudden, DRGs get reported in a relatively new area, and then within a couple days, the DRGs are reported 15 kilometers behind the line. So at this point in time, if I had to be a betting man, if we are to see a massive Russian push along the line of contact, it will be at Pokrovsk. I think Pokrovsk was the fracture of the line that broke. Because if the DRGs are really that far behind the line and they have entrenched themselves within the Ukrainian belt of defenses, that's a big fucking problem for the Ukrainians. Because it opens a massive gap for exploitation. Oh, and by the way, just gonna point this out real quick. What's one of the most common videos that was being uploaded by all these, you know, channels that talk about new stuff and new military equipment and so on and so forth? What was one of the things that got uploaded a lot, like 2 weeks ago?
What?
The T90M. It was almost like they were, you know, and mind you, right now they're screaming as hard as they can from the rooftops that the Russians are facing this massive tank shortage, which it's like, okay, you're claiming this, but I'm saying it.
Is the T90M a new model?
Kind of. It's
The
been
T,
around.
yeah, the T90M is basically an evolution of the T80 T72 design. It's got better.
So real quick, the T80 is kind of an off branch of the T72. It's not in line with the T90. The T90A, which was the OG version of the T90, is the evolution of the T72. And then the T90M is the modernized version of the T90, which, again, everybody's screaming that it's the brand new tank, yada, yada. And I'm like, well, it's only kind of new in one regard, and that's the turret. The T90M has been around for a while, but the version of the T90M wasn't equipped with the new turret, which the new turret is what allows the T90 to equip what is called the Arena APS, or Active Protection System. So that's what really is the new thing, is the turret that allows them to mount the Arena APS.
And
now,
how does this Arena Active Protection, how does it actively protect the tank? What does it do?
Okay, so Arena, so it depends on what version you're using. So if you have the base Arena, it protects from any attack from a horizontal direction. So if a guy off the side of the tank launches an RPG at the side of the tank, the Arena system can detonate or shoot out and detonate a explosive charge that's basically it's almost a shotgun to an effect, but not like a traditional shotgun. It's an explosion that causes the warhead of the rocket that's being fired at it to detonate. Well, then there's another version of Arena called Arena M, which allows them to engage top attack threats. So this would be the TOW-2B, the Hellfire, the Javelin, so on and so forth. It allows them to engage those top attack threats. And, in general, it seems, if testing is to be believed, which honestly speaking, is it good? Is it bad? The answer lies somewhere in the middle always. And hell, it might be an excellent system. Who knows? But the idea that we've gotten so far is that yes, it can intercept top attack threats up to and including it can intercept FPV drones. So it's very much a case of it's definitely a solid defensive measure for the new version of the T90M. Now, there is another version of the T90M that is going to be coming called the T90M2. I do not have the distinct specifics on that yet. So we'll see what's going on there. I just heard about it in passing, so I do need to do some research.
I see.
I posted a couple of T90 pics for you guys to use.
Very nice.
I like those a lot.
If I can make Warhound laugh, then I'm happy.
So Pokrovsk seems to be the big break point. Again, if the reports are to be believed, and the DRGs have entrenched themselves in that next belt of defenses that the Ukrainians have put together, then the Ukrainians are fucked. They are going to have to focus every bit of reserve manpower they have on sealing that hole up as quickly as possible, and then they're going to have to concede everything in front of the line to be able to prevent a potential breakthrough otherwise. So, we shall see. Now, an interesting thing that did come out, and this is something that I actually got to see in one of Patrick Lancaster's videos, because I do follow him. The FPV fiber optic snafu, I guess I'll call it, that's going on. Have you guys seen the pictures?
No. What's happening with the fiber optic FPVs?
So many fiber optic FPVs are being used that if you see the pictures and see the it looks like it's just the entire Ukrainian landscape is just covered in spider webs. Like, the shit is fucking everywhere. Like, it's absolutely insane how much is there.
They're going to have fun cleaning up all that stuff after the war's over.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But as it stands, it's one of those things where it's actually creating a bit of a problem for the Ukrainians, because the Ukrainians, as they're trying to fall back from areas, they have effectively obstacles behind them. Because as they're trying to fall back, these FPV drones have been striking in the rear areas of their AOs. And so the fiber optic lines, like I've seen a couple of videos of guys tripping up on them, and it's happening to the Russians as well, but not to the degree as the Ukrainians, because the Ukrainians are the ones retreating. And so it's just like, oh my God, like, this has to be horrible. Because mind you, if you don't know, say you're riding like an ATV or a motorbike, if you hit one of those at speed, it can fuck you up. Like, it probably won't, like, kill you, but it's going to fuck you up. So it's just, it's one of those things where I'm just like, It's just.
Oh Lord! Just imagine what would happen if one of those lines got tangled up there in a tree at around somebody's neck height, and they come running through there on a motorcycle and decapitation.
Well, I don't think it would decapitate somebody. I think it would wrap around and lacerate them real good, but I don't think it would decapitate somebody. But yeah, no. Like in Patrick Lancaster's one video, like he's riding an ATV to a frontline mortar position with some guys, and they stop, and the guy stands up in the seat of the ATV, pulls out a pocket knife, and cuts one of the lines. So, and he straight up says, like, "Oh yeah, no, it'll slice you up real good if you just drive into it."
Dang.
But so past that, honestly speaking, there hasn't been like any real solid good reports. Like, and this was I guess this was the main thing I wanted to bring up, is the lack of like consistently good reports that are coming off the front line. Like, we have not had good consistent reporting on the front line whatsoever for months now. And, you know, as time has gone on, we're starting to get worse and worse reporting across the board. And it's starting to be like, okay, well, the Ukrainians are basically straight up lying of where the front line is at this point in time, because like they do it every week where, you know, it'll get reported that an area was taken, and then the Ukrainians inevitably, like, they'll change it either the week after it happens or the week after that. And it's just like, okay, so you guys just don't want to concede the fact you're losing at all. So, unfortunately, you know, keeping up with this, like, I've stopped tracking it as hard, just from the perspective of, it's like, okay, the map data is basically fucking bunk at this point in time.
You're talking about the fiber optic cables? I just saw a picture where there's so many fiber optic cables in Ukraine that the friggin' birds are making nests out of them, and I just posted a picture of one of those fiber optic birds' nests.
Oh, let me see this. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You know what that looks like? It looks like fishing line.
Yep.
Well, that's basically what it is. I just want to just say this real quick though. Reuse. What is it? What's the whole recycle thing? Reuse. Yeah, reuse, reduce, recycle. You know, the birds got the memo. But no, like, I'm not surprised by something like that, because again, like, the pictures that I've seen have been like, holy shit.
And here's somebody's pickup truck that got tangled up in all that fiber optic wire.
Yeah, there
is
you go.
wild.
There you go. Yep, that looks about right. Oh, dude, I watched a chopper. There was a video of a helicopter flying, and it was a drone that was watching the helicopter, and you saw the shimmering of the optic lines along the ground, and it just looked like water on top of the grass. Like, it was so ridiculous. But yeah, that's just how many fucking drones they're using.
Okay, here's $1 million question, though I think I probably already know the answer, but I want to ask for confirmation. The fuck are all these damn drones coming from?
Well, okay, from the Russian side, they're coming from factories in Russia. Like, it's hilarious that people keep saying, like, oh, the Chinese are supplying these, and the Koreans are supplying these, and the Iranians are supplying these, and so on and so on. And it's like, okay, they're supplying components. Like, the Shaheeds that were supplied to Russia, they tore them apart, learning how to build them, and then started assembling their own version of the Shaheed. And now we have the new versions of the Shaheed, which are fucking terrifying because they're jet-powered. like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, the jet-powered drone is real and can hurt you. Just like if you're an enjoyer of Terminator Dark Fate Defiance, the M1 Abrams with the GAU 8 is real and it can hurt you. If you guys don't know what the GAU 8 is, that's the 30mm cannon on a A10 Warhog.
So do the Ukrainians also have any jet drones, or is it just the Russians right now?
Just the Russians. Now, in the case of the supply of Ukrainian drones, they are producing okay, I won't say they're producing them, quote unquote, domestically. They are assembling them domestically because they're smuggling shit in. Like, here's the fun part. I got boo-hooed and bitched at about this in a space with no one time. That little fucking and he got mad because I stated that the Russian or that the Ukrainians were smuggling shit in via civilian transport. I saw a video like last week. I really wanted to send it to him. I really wanted to send it to him because it was a video of a artillery piece being wheeled out of the back of a tractor trailer. And I'm just like, weird. It's almost like I was right, you fucking nub. Like, maybe I actually knew what I was talking about, you fucking loser.
And is it being wheeled out of a tractor trailer because they're running out of other things to or because they're
so basically at this point in time, if they send it over train from Poland, the Russians can observe it with impunity, and if they can identify that it does in fact contain military hardware, they can strike the train. And so, instead of trying to ship things via train, they are now shipping them via civilian tractor trailers because it's harder to verify that the tractor trailer has shit in it than it is to verify a train. Well, the thing is that, like, for example, the DRG style drones, or what? No, it's Is it DRG? Damn.
Hell if I know.
DRG drone? Oh, is it?
Is it DRG or DGG or what's that drone company again?
I am not sure.
I forget. But anyways, those small commercial drones that you strap some fucking explosive to it and it turns it into a suicide drone. But the point is that, it's really easy to ship those in bulk, hidden amongst consumer goods. Or you can just wheel it into a city and fucking offload it in a concealed area or whatever. So on and so forth. It's really, really fucking easy for the Ukrainians to do that shit. And so that's how NATO's been getting a lot of shit into the country. And then when it comes to, like, we need to get these tracked vehicles across the border, they usually only do it at night. They only do it when they have large spectrum ECM in place, so on and so forth, to prevent observation as much as possible. Because they want to prevent being struck. Well, they've had to get sneaky about supplying the Ukrainians. A lot. So,
I was just thinking about this. Using civilian tractor trailers and shit to smuggle arms into Ukraine, what does that kind of remind you of?
Huh?
Lusitania?
Well, yeah, sure, but it's not. Like, so here's the fucked up part. You know what I'm scared about this Friday for?
What?
What? I think I know.
I'm scared that the Europeans are going to attempt to shoot down Putin's jet and then blame it on the U.S.
Okay, well, here, how in the hell are they going to do that if Vlad flies over Russia?
Well, if he flies all the way across Russia, then he'll be fine. But the problem is that there is an area in between Russia and and Alaska that he could get shot down in, and it's going to be hard to investigate what actually happened. So, I'm not going to put anything past the Europeans.
Well, why do you think they haven't
remember
shoot down his jet before? Because he has been flying to other countries since the war started.
Yes, he has been, but they, if I remember correctly, most of that travel has been relatively well secured. Like, we're talking like plenty of military. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that, they're like, hey, we're gonna have an armed escort flying all the way to wherever, and the U.S. being like, okay, that's fine. We'll have a squadron fucking meet you up there as well and secure it, help secure it, and so on and so forth. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that there is motions being made to secure Vlad's transit into Alaska. But the fact, and we know for a fact that people have attempted to kill him in other countries. There have been attempts against Putin. It's not in the air usually. It's usually on the ground. And 9 times out of 10, they identify the threat before it has a chance to act. So,
have these mostly
I was
been
just wondering
Ukrainians
about
or
this.
Europeans?
Usually they're domestic assets, so you can't really say who they were working for, unfortunately.
Oh.
What were you saying, Stoner?
Okay, I was wondering, does anybody know if Putin's personal airplane has mid-air refueling capability?
It probably does, to be honest.
Well, if it doesn't, he can fly straight here nonstop.
Well, he's probably going to stop off in Vladivostok, so.
Yeah. I mean, that is, I believe, the closest city in Russia to Alaska, so it would make sense.
It's not the closest. It's not the closest city. It's the closest major airport that I know of.
What was that?
Vladivostok.
Oh yeah, Vladivostok. That's pretty damn close to Japan.
Yep.
Though I don't think the Japanese really have a dog in this fight anyway, so they're probably not going to do dick to
Japanese. No. Japanese want nothing to fucking deal with this. The Koreans don't even want anything to do with this. There's a reason why the Koreans have been selling shit to the U.S. that then gets sold to Ukraine. Korea doesn't want anything to fucking deal with this bullshit.
I wonder why, because they got the North Koreans and the Chinese to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
speaking of China, what was this? I saw that post yesterday about a schism between Chairman Xi and the military.
Hold on one moment. Pause recording.
All
right. Oh shit! Endless Legend 2 is coming. I didn't hear about this.
What's
interesting. Have you ever heard of the Endless games?
No.
They're pretty good, but Endless Space 2 didn't really jive with me personally. So, but Endless Legend was a cool concept. I just never got into it because at the time I just didn't have the money when it came out. So,
what sort of game is it?
Pretty inspired by Heroes of Might and Magic and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a nice little game.
Right.
The only game I'm really familiar with now that's somewhat popular is the Uma Musume gacha game.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is that the horse one?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
dear.
the horse one.
Oh dear.
Well, I will tell you this, though. The Uma of Sergeant Reckless was pretty badass.
Who is Sergeant Reckless?
Sergeant Reckless was a horse that the Army used during the during the Korean War, and that horse single-handedly kept a whole artillery position supplied with shells on his own.
Interesting.
Yeah, the horse would go to the rear, they'd load him up with shells, and he'd go back to the front, unload the shells, and as soon as he was unloaded, he'd walk himself back and get more shells.
Her own. Remember that. Sergeant Reckless was a girl.
Oh, my bad. I thought Sergeant Reckless was a guy.
No, it was Horsey was a girl, and she had a boy.
Oh yeah. Here's the check the side chat. Here's Sergeant Reckless.
Very nice.
Yep, and that's her cult right there with Fearless. Yeah, it's really funny. Like, they did a contest to name Fearless, and then some colonel chose the name. It was really funny.
Oh, what about the Marines that had a little duck as a mascot?
Oh.
yeah.
And hell, I think it was in Iraq, where a soldier got himself a pet chicken. And every time he went out, that chicken would go with him, and that damn chicken would actually point out trouble spots and stuff where terrorists and insurgents were hiding.
Yeah. Oh, speaking
All
of
right.
that duck, though, did you hear? Apparently, that duck at some point got some sort of medal of accommodation because when they landed, because on one of those islands they were fighting the Japanese on, it got into a fight with a Japanese chicken and won.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that story. Hey. Hold on.
Hey. Mel, wake up.
Sergeant Seawash.
Oh yes.
Hey, Warhound,
What's up?
do you have any tactical gear?
Oh, dear.
Hey, that's a funny question, bud. What? What's your
Yeah,
question?
do you have like a plate carrier that's got the Velcro on the chest part of it?
Son, come on. It's me. Do you think I really don't have that shit?
I had to ask.
And yes,
Okay,
both
well-
my...
Did you see what he posted in the side chat after? Asking
Yes, I've seen the Pippa group. I've seen Pippa group.
Fair enough.
You need that. You need that for your plate carrier.
Maybe if I start doing airsoft again. But anyways,
Airsoft, schmairsoft. Wear that shit for real. That'd be so fucking funny if you got caught in a firefight or something and the camera panned over to you and Pippa gets free advertisement. Fix that.
hey, hold on real quick.
I see.
Okay, real quick.
Here it is.
All right, so let me cover what I was talking about earlier when it came to when it comes to the PLA and the government splitting in China. So one of the things that I have noticed, and this is just a personal take of mine, but one of the things that I have started to notice is that every time the military wants to have something out there, a bunch of news sites will start posting shit, and then Xi Jinping comes out and says some stuff, but he heavily moderates what he says. and then everything kind of calms down. So it's like, okay, obviously Xi Jinping is trying to clamp down on this bullshit and is trying to keep, a relative peace while the PLA is trying to stir up shit. So, again, it's just an observation of mine. Your mileage may fucking vary, but that's just me.
What is it that the PLA wants exactly?
Oh, the PLA wants to be let off the fucking leash. They want to be let off the leash, and they just want to be able to kill shit. But the government in China, the CCP, is like, no, if you just start randomly fucking killing people, that's going to be bad.
Doesn't the PLA understand that we could wipe them off the face of the earth if we wanted to?
Well, we're going to take casualties, but it's like, yeah, we're going to fucking win that fight. And it's one of those things where it's just like, come on, dude.
Yeah. Is there anyone in particular that the PLA is anxious to kill, or is it just in general they just want to fight something?
It's mainly centered around Taiwan. There's some bullshit in regards to Myanmar, and there's some shit involving Vietnam as well.
And also, don't they still have an axe to grind with Japan?
Yeah, but Japan, that's a tall order. That's a tall fucking order.
Yeah. Japan's not easily bullied like, say, Myanmar or Vietnam is.
And also, if I remember correctly, a long time ago, the Chinese owned Myanmar and Vietnam.
Yes.
No. They've never owned those in their history.
And just for the record, it's worth noting, remember what happened the last 2 times China tried to invade Japan?
Or remember what happened the last time they tried taking over Vietnam?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's something that the Chinese do not like to talk about or teach their children.
Yes. Oh, not at all. But yeah, so, but yeah, it's just an observation that I've made where I'm just like, there's definitely something going on here. Bless you. One more time, you're going to hell. Now, real quick, just to touch on it real quick, just because it is funny, and honestly speaking, it's just a great laugh. Let's talk about the Fillion bullshit real quick. So recently, VTuber Fillion, she's streaming with some Russian friends, and then is set upon by the savages known as NAFO. The savages were easily defeated by Lillian literally just not acknowledging their fucking presence, basically. And they crawled back under their rocks and kind of just withered away like they normally do. So yep. Honestly speaking, it's just amusing from my perspective because it's like, well, good job, have fun, get fucked.
Here's everything that I can gather on the situation. It was We Play Studios that was a sponsor for the VTuber Awards that Fillion created. And being that We Play Studios is, if I remember correctly, based out of Ukraine, they threw a bitch fit because she had a couple of Russians on the show. And here's the kicker, Smug Alana, even though she does have Russian ancestry, she's a fucking American citizen. And the main thing that they're really throwing a bitch fit over is, do any of y'all know how Twitch works?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. What had happened was this one Russian in question was ending her stream, and at the end of the stream, she raided Fillion's stream. And Fillion really didn't know who she was, and of course, was interacting with her, being polite and courteous and welcoming the new person in. What she didn't know is that this Russian in question allegedly has ties with the Russian defense industry or something or another. And that's what, yeah, allegedly. And that's what pissed NAFO off.
See,
and the thing that kind of had me a little concerned about Fillion's well-being is here. I think it was about a couple of years ago. She did a thing where she had her fans mail her stuff, but of course, she was smart enough to not have it mailed to where she was living. She had it sent to a PO box, and then she had a friend who was going to intercept everything from the PO box, hand it off to Fillion. Well, I want to say one package for sure, and there may have been in a few others, but somebody put a tracker in one of those packages.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. And we also know how NAFO likes to intimidate people who don't toe the party line. Guns all over me, right?
Indeed.
Well, here, so I do want to point this out, though. Again, given what I've seen so far, she defeated them just by not acknowledging their bullshit, and they've sulked away. And if somebody's stupid enough to attempt something, they're probably gonna fucking die, to be honest. So it's like whatever, nothing of value was lost.
Yeah, that's true, but given their behavior and shit, I was getting kind of concerned about Fillion's safety and well-being.
Oh no, I understand. I fully understand. It's just a case of like these types of people, and there are many like them, unfortunately, but it is what it is. But they overall are very, very much, how should I say, stunted and underdeveloped. Let's just say that.
Yes.
And most of them look like they belong in a fucking. It's actually really funny. They look like they belong in like a Dick's Sporting Goods commercial.
Yes.
Like they all look like wine moms and fucking dads that are trying to rebuild their bonds with their kids because they ignored them for a summer or something like that, or ignored them for the school year, and so they're trying to rebuild bonds over the summer.
The one exception to that is obviously Ryan Macbeth, who instead looks like he belongs in one of RFK Jr.'s fat camps.
I do want to point something out about the situation with NAFO.
Yeah.
Is they have lost a lot of their fucking steam after USAID was defunded.
Oh yeah. Clearly just coincidental, of course.
Yeah, totally just coincidence. It's almost like as soon as the bot farm went down, there's not nearly as many of them. Mm-hmm. It's so sad just to have the knowledge that they literally just cannot fucking win because they have to cheat in order to win.
Yep. And
mind you, it's really funny because if I remember correctly, if I remember the poll that was ran, how many Americans, out of this poll, what was it? It was like how many support peace in Ukraine or something like that, in relation to the meeting between Trump and Putin. They ran this emergency poll basically, and it was something like 60% no, 30% yes, or something like that. And I laughed because I'm like, that's weird. I wonder where they pulled that polling data from. And it's funny because then it's like, oh, what was the sample size? Oh, it was around 800 people. Oh, what was the what was the what was the split between them? It was like 60%, 70% Democrat, like 10% Republican. Like that was it. And I'm just like, huh, weird. It's almost like there's a bunch of it's almost like there's a bunch of independent voters that support getting a peace deal in Ukraine. Really weird, huh? Like, huh.
I wonder why. But then again, they'll also be ganged up on and called, what's the word? Traitors, quislings, and every other foul epithet you can give to them.
Oh, I posted this on Twitter the other day. If it's now communist to want the U.S. and Russia to rebuild our friendship, then call me fucking Stalin. I was like I was laughing so hard at these fucking retards on Twitter. It's like, no, fuck you. Like, you're slowly but surely becoming a fucking minority because you're all just controlled by fucking Lindsey Graham. How does it feel to be the sex doll for Lindsey Graham? That's what I should start asking some of these fuckheads. How does it feel to be Lindsey Graham's sex doll?
Here's another thing I've been wondering. Here's another thing I've been wondering. Y'all have seen the nightlife scene and shit going on in Kiev?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, if the Ukrainian military is hurting for bodies to put in uniforms, well, why don't they just send some of their buddies into these nightclubs or whatnot and draft them?
Because that's where the rich people go.
Yeah. Basically, at this point in time, like, first and foremost, they can't go into certain areas because they'll get shot. Like, there's like actual like full blown like rich families have gotten together and they've started hiring guys to fucking act as bodyguards for their kids and shit. And it's gotten to the point where like there have been several instances that I've heard of that recruitment officers have been told either you step the fuck off or your body doesn't get found. But real quick, I do want to bring this up. Senator Lindsey Graham says it's time to end the Russian-Ukraine war honorably and achieve lasting peace. Tom Luongo responding to this, someone's MEQ finally entered the chat.
MEQ?
Manila envelope quotient.
Oh.
The holy Manila envelope has entered the building. Or the unholy, I should say, the unholy Manila envelope.
I wonder how many pictures of Lindsey Graham having Seg Gex are in that envelope.
Probably quite a few.
I wonder how many little boys he's touched.
Yep.
It's like, huh. Really weird how you just changed the tune there, Lindsay. But anyways.
One way,
you know what? I think
one surefire way you know that Lindsey Graham was never on Epstein Island because there were only girls there.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, he was at the
I'm not gonna say Lindsey Graham is gay, but I will say that his wife is a cover, allegedly.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's married.
Nope, he's never been married. He is a lifetime bachelor, let's say.
Lifetime on the down low. Anyways,
So he's basically just an older. So he's basically just an older, less cringy Nick Fuentes.
Yes.
oh no. Oh no. Just hold up oh bro, that'd be a great way to troll the fucking groypers. Just hold up a picture of Lindsey Graham. This is going to be your Lord and Savior in 60 years.
No, you were right. You were right. First 30 because I think Nicky's in his late 20s, early 30s.
Whatever, I don't care. The point is,
Yeah.
Speaking of little Nicky, has anything been said about him lately? Because I haven't heard jack shit about him. But then again, I've been avoiding Twitter.
I don't care about his existence whatsoever. I wish that somebody would just park it. Never mind. I can't say that. I can't say that.
The last I saw of him or about him was like maybe about a week and a half ago when Candace Owens was on Tucker Carlson's show and he referred to Nick as a little weird gay kid in his parents' basement.
Oh yeah, Nick crashed out hard over that.
Yeah. And then Tucker was right. He is a weird gay kid in his parents' basement.
Oh Lord, I saw the crash out video.
Wait,
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson said that?
Yes. He
With
him
Candace.
Gay, yeah. He called him gay multiple times, or a little gay kid multiple times on that episode.
Oh my god, that's fucking phenomenal. Tucker Carlson gay bashing Nick Fuentes.
Yes.
That's fucking great. And it's apt because it's Nick Fuentes.
Yes.
Which is so it's really funny actually because a lot of his supporters are still claiming that he's not gay, and it's like, okay, can you prove that?
Yeah.
Because at this point in time, all the evidence points towards he is a flaming homosexual.
Yeah, like there's literally a video online of him going on a date with a cat boy. It's like an hour-long video.
I forgot.
If you want to know what if you want to know what the dude's name was, if I remember correctly, it was Catboy Connie.
Yes.
But no, it's like I'm sorry, but your fearless leader loves the schlong. Like, it's okay to admit it.
Hey, look at me. I'm kind of in the rainbow community, and I'm on the show.
Yeah. Well, the difference it's because you're not a faggot. Nick is a faggot. That's the difference. You're just gay, but Nick is a faggot.
This is true.
Oh my god!
Somebody check on Warhound. I think he's dying.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh no, it's just so brilliant because somebody, you know the South Park clip where they're trying to explain to like the school board or whatever.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can be gay and not be a faggot.
I think I know what you mean.
Yes.
Like this is oddly making sense.
Okay, we need to lay off. Okay, we need to lay off that word because I think we've given our co-host a little too much work to do.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think honestly that's where we should end it, anyways.
Yeah.
So
calling Nick Fuentes a faggot is probably a pretty good way to end things off. All right. See you all next week.
adios,
Take
amigos.
care. Goodbye.